our channel. I feel so awkward being here alone and not having Ken's and Maddie with me. But I'm so excited to be finally doing another video on this channel because I freaking love this channel and I love all of you so much. And I love being a mom that I'm so excited to film a Moms Doing Mom Things video. So thank you for watching. Today, I'm gonna be sharing all of the tips I've learned over the last few weeks about traveling internationally with a toddler, specifically the airplane and the airport part of the traveling. So I'm gonna keep looking at my phone because I have a list of notes. That's my toddler. You may see him coming in and out. But I made a list on my phone that I've been trying to keep over the last few weeks, just as things have popped up, things like that I wanted to make sure that I shared with you guys that have been so helpful for me and Leo during this time. So first things first, he has his very own backpack. This is his carry-on. He is basically responsible for this. I wish in a perfect world he would be the one carrying this around the airport, but that's usually not the case. But it's the perfect size to fit underneath his stroller in that little little mesh pocket thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I want to share what is in his backpack. My carry-on is basically the diaper bag. So things that you will not see in here, like diapers and wipes, those are gonna be in my carry-on, AKA the diaper bag. This is just 100% to entertain Leo and keep him and I surviving long flights. So our first flight was from LAX to Shanghai, China, and that was almost a 15-hour flight. So I was so nervous. Weeks leading up, I had so much anxiety about how a toddler was gonna do on that long flight because he is so busy, so active. He just wants to talk to everyone, and I was so nervous. But it went really, really well. It wasn't, I wouldn't say we didn't have any bumps because there were a few times he cried, and Steve and I took turns walking him around the plane, and that's normal. I think that's what we need to expect going into long flights with toddlers, is they're gonna be uncomfortable. And at one point, he was just so sad. He was so exhausted, and he was fighting sleep. That Steve walked into the back of the plane and was just like rocking him and singing to him, being so sweet because I was just like having like a little overwhelmed moment. And the cutest flight attendant came up to me. She was an older lady and she put her hand on my shoulder. She's like, "Can I get you anything?" And I'm like, "No, I'm okay." And she's like, I just want to let you know that he is totally fine. He is just expressing all the feelings that we are all feeling. He just is the only one with an excuse to express everything we're feeling. And that made me feel so much better because us as adults being on an almost 15-hour flight, sorry, I have hair in my mouth, almost 15-hour flight, we get restless, we get annoyed at just sitting there, we're annoyed at the noise and the lights coming in and on and off, and the announcements that pause our movies and things like that, that I was like, that makes sense. Like, he has no idea what's going on. So it went pretty well. And I swear it's because of all these tips that I researched and things that I discovered on my own. Hi! So, quickly I'm going to share. First things first are window cleans. This was the #1 thing that I saw online when I was researching just flying with a toddler. I got these on Amazon. I know you can get them at the dollar spot at Target or the dollar store. I didn't find any that I thought Leo would be super interested. There were like a lot of like holiday ones, and I'm like, I don't think he'd understand that. He loves numbers and letters. So I got the letter and number ones. I have the letter ones in a separate bag, so we use those ones first. And then these ones I have set aside for when I want to switch things up. I didn't want him to get used to both the letters and the numbers. So it came in one sheet, the letters and numbers. I cut them in half so that I could use letters to distract him at one point, and once he gets bored of those, the numbers are like a new exciting thing that he's not used to. So these are awesome because they cling to the seat in front of them, the actual seat, the windows, and they don't leave a sticky residue. They're easy to wipe off if they get crumbs on them. So love, love, love these. Next thing, the boops. We call them boops, not boobs, boops. I don't know why we call them boops. I think it's because Leo says boop every time he does this. This was something I learned from our church. Leo had his very first time in nursery a few months ago, and he was so sad, and the nursery leader pulled this game out, and I've never seen my child dialed in and focused on something for for 45 minutes, and he was. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make that for the plane. And I made it home, and I didn't let him know about it or see it until right before we left, so he'd be really excited to do it on the plane. And I know Maddie just talked about this in our most recent video about the winter indoor activities. So literally, you just get the 2-pack Tupperware container at the dollar store. You only have to use one lid, cut a hole in the lid in one of them, and then honestly, all they do, these are also from the dollar store. All you do, and Leo goes, boop, and that's it. And they just sit there and do all of it, and then once they fill this one up, you just switch it and put the lid on the empty one, and it's so nice and easy. And then that's just how I store. I put the empty one on the bottom and then the lid on top to keep them contained. We have lost a few here and there, just in airports, airplanes. There's nothing you can do about that. So just make sure it's pretty full when you leave. Next thing. Leo is obsessed with Avengers, you guys, obsessed. And he has an entire set of Avenger teddy bears that his aunt and uncle got for him when he was born. And he plays with them every single day. So when we were leaving the country to travel the world for a few months, I was so sad about him not having those to go with him because he loves them so much. But one, I didn't want them to get super dirty and gross. Two, I didn't want him to lose any of them. And I just, three, thought it was super impractical to bring an entire bag of stuffed bears. So found these on Amazon. They're an entire set of Avengers little action figures. And he is obsessed. These are heavy duty, really durable, super easy to clean, and they were really inexpensive. So if you have a toddler that's super interested in specific characters, I noticed almost every single character, like little sets of them on Amazon. They have like the entire Frozen set or Moana or Power Rangers, Pokemon, whatever they're into, they have little sets of these action figures. And it's so awesome. Love, love, love those. Next thing, Leo loves books. So I just threw a book in here. These are the hard books that you can just wipe down, which is really nice. So this is a super quiet, easy activity for them to do. This is a little crazy. We haven't really used these much on the planes. We use them in airports and Airbnbs when we feel like he's getting bored. Our flashcards. He is obsessed with these because he, again, loves numbers and letters. Steve is the one that found these specific flashcards on Amazon. Again, super inexpensive, but they have the uppercase and lowercase of every single letter. And then on the back, they have a picture. So the uppercase and lowercase X both have x-rays. So you can also do a matching game with these two, which is really cool. And then they just have solid cards in here that are just colors with nothing on them, and then they have cards with like words on them. We don't use those ones. He can't read or spell yet, but he loves the number ones and the pictures. So I love that these were letters, colors, and a matching game all in one. Thought it was super awesome. And I love too that it's something different than just a toy or an iPad. It was something that he's like physically touching and learning from, so I love that. This may be easy to lose in an airplane, so just be mindful of that. Next thing, you guys, I know I'm not the only mom that's obsessed with these things. Yes, I brought the entire 3-pack of these, and they have saved our life multiple times, are the Water Wow books. I guarantee almost all of you know about these. If you don't, you need to know about these. These are perfect for any activity. Whether it's just like a lazy afternoon that you want to keep your kid entertained and learn without making a mess, or a church activity, plane activity, anything like that. Perfect. So we got the numbers, the animals, and the letter one. Let me show you, okay? If you don't know what these are, they all come with a little pen like this. I am crazy and I brought all 3 markers with us because in case we lost one, I didn't want these to be useless. And the nice thing is too, is I fill all 3 of these up before we take off so that we have enough water throughout the entire flight if it's a long one. If you do run out of water, if you only have one and you run out of water, flight attendants will fill them up for you for free. But let me just show you, like the numbers, for example, this is just water. So 0 mess, like they cannot make a mess with this. Oh, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, look, like they just color, draw the A, and the A appears. My favorite one is the animal one. I think it's super cute. I love the bright colors. but they can just color anything. Sorry, it's like still trying to warm up. Get the water down to the tip. But look how cute this cow is. Like, these colors are so vibrant, so fun, and these are reusable, you guys. This will dry back to this white and black page, and it's just so much fun. So I feel like he's being creative, learning something other than a toy. He thinks it's super fun. So I love those. Oh, forgot about Spider-Man. Okay, let me check my list because I did want to make sure I was hitting everything. Okay. Another one that I am obsessed with, you guys, this seriously saved our life on that long haul flight, and I am not being dramatic. Like, this is the best tip I have ever gotten. I found it on an Instagram page of this mom. Her Instagram handle is homegrowns or something like that. I'll be sure to tag her down below. But it's this medicine case. You can get these on Amazon. You can get them at the dollar store. The dollar store is where I got this one. Yes, one broke. Leo accidentally pulled it off. But let me just explain this to you because I thought it was genius. So you put in each one of these little containers, you put a little snack or a treat. And so what we have in ours are the yogurt covered raisins. In one of them we had Skittles. You can put dry cereal and some just little snacks and treats. And I tried to like mix it up, have like a few healthy options and have like a few sugary yummy treat options. And what you do is you literally just open up one of the tabs as they're watching their show or just, I'm right here, honey, while they're just trying to stay busy on the plane. And what she describes on her Instagram about this activity is it's a snack with an activity, which I thought was genius. It keeps them so busy and focused and entertained trying to get their little fingers in the little containers that I thought it was so, so smart. We also are not like the type of family that just has like boxes and boxes of like cereal and stuff like that. So before we were leaving, I didn't want to buy a bunch of like big things because I knew we wouldn't be home for a long time and I didn't want to just get rid of it. So what I did is I bought like this small travel size containers of like Fruit Loops and the small box of raisins and things like that. So get like travel size stuff to put in here if you don't want to waste it. If you're going home soon, just use what you have on hand. I thought this was genius. I think this is also another perfect church activity or quiet time activity with a snack. It's the best thing ever. I don't think I will ever stop using this. Okay, next thing, just making sure, I want to check my list again. Okay, another thing, it's in the diaper bag, not his bag, is an extra outfit. He wants to be part of this so much. I know. So an extra outfit. I don't know why, but it has something to do with elevation change. Most children, toddlers, babies that are still in diapers usually have some type of blowout. If they're known for never having a blowout, I guarantee they will have a blowout on an airplane because it messes with their body. So always have an extra outfit, just something simple, easy. We brought an extra outfit and you guys, he has not had a blowout in literally a year and a half. And he had one. So I am so grateful that I listened to that tip and brought an extra outfit. Also bring one of the wet bags to put the wet clothes in to keep everything else dry and away from that. I think that's what they're called. Is that what they're called? Wet bag? I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just a separate, you could even bring like a grocery bag or something. Next thing. This is a portable sound machine. Got this on Amazon. You can take this little clip on or off. But if your child is like mine and could literally fall asleep instantly to the sound of a noise machine, this is amazing. It's super inexpensive. It can attach to a stroller, a diaper bag, a plane seat, literally anything. We have used this for many different situations in our life. If we're like, for instance, my little brother's wrestling tournaments for 2 days straight, this is how he took his nap. So I love, love, love this. It drowns out noise. So even if they're not used to a sound machine, if you're going to be on a noisy plane, just having like ocean waves drown out everyone's talking and the overhead department's closing, this is amazing. Love, love, love this. And it's battery powered. Okay, I'm going to be real here for a minute because I did mention it on the Steven Shelb Instagram a few days ago. iPad. I know so many parents have strong opinions about screens and iPads, things like that. But being 100% real, I think when you're just trying to get from point A to point B when you're traveling, I think you just do what you have to keep your baby happy. Again, they don't understand what's happening. They're out of their element. They're so confused. There's so many people around, so many noises, that just do what it takes to make them happy. So I recommend bringing a tablet if your kid's into that. Make sure it's fully charged. Make sure you have plenty of games, activities, and shows downloaded ahead of time. We downloaded a bunch of learning apps for him, and the best thing is we downloaded, I would say, a pretty big handful of different apps, and we just did the free versions of all of them. And so once he would get used to an app, we would just switch to a new app. And then once we got to an Airbnb, there were 2 that he was specifically really into. That's when we upgraded and bought like the additional parts of that app. So just use the free versions of like a bunch of different apps so you're not wasting money if they may not like it. So seriously, if a screen is gonna save you, pull out this screen for those long haul flights because they're awesome. If they have specific videos or movie shows, whatever they're into, make sure you have the whole season or all 3 chapters of the story downloaded. They have online books that they can flip through. They have learning apps. Just get creative. But with the iPad are these headphones. These are also on Amazon, and there are so many, I think hundreds of different traveling headphones for toddlers. But my biggest thing is I wanted headphones to be comfortable for him. And these are not noise canceling headphones. And I know that's what most people go for, are noise canceling headphones. But from my experience with Leo, those big bulky headphones, he hates. He does not keep on. I think they're uncomfortable to him. And every time he like tries to lay on me or anything like that, he can't because it's so big and bulky. So these were specifically made to be comfortable, lightweight, and for them to be able to sleep and not have it affect them or just rest their head. So the headphone is a flat little headphone that comes in and out. That's the headphone. They have a bunch of different versions of these, like a bunch of different animals, and I love how unisex they are, but they just slip in and out. And you can take the headphones out and wash these, which I loved because I feel like when you're traveling through airports and airplanes, so many germs. So I love these so much. They're so adjustable. You can make them really small or bigger depending on the need of your child. And it's just a normal plug for headphones. I thought these were darling. He loves them so much, and yeah, love those. Okay, next tip. Just making sure I'm going over everything. Okay, in the front pocket of his diaper bag, we have hand sanitizer because again, germs when you're traveling. His favorite thing when we get off the plane is wash your hands. And we hurry and put this in our hands, and he thinks it's so funny. I don't know why he thinks this is funny, and then he loves shaking his hands and drying his hands. So I would say you can never have enough hand sanitizer when you're rushing through airports and don't have time to properly wash your hands. Another thing with this, we also in the diaper bag have a travel size set of Clorox wipes. So just if you're gonna be at your gate for a long time, wipe down the seats you're sitting on and playing on. And when they do allow families to board before everyone else, Steve and I have mixed feelings on this. So if he's awake and happy and we're good to go, we like to board early when they allow families to board because we can use the Clorox wipes, take our time, wipe everything down, and then we don't have to worry about everyone else kind of getting in their way or feeling like we are rushed or need to hurry. If he is asleep, attached to one of us, and we want him to keep sleeping as long as he can, we will wait till we are the very last people on the plane. Because again, it can be really noisy and we don't have a lot to get situated on the plane. So if he can just be sleeping and then we just like hurry and walk on and sit down, they can shut the plane doors and we're good to go. So I think it depends on you and what you want. You do have options. When they say that families board early, you don't have to if you want to do it. So I think it just depends on our mood and kind of what's going on for the day. Next thing are these Smarty Suckers. Maddie and Kenzie have also talked about these, and this is a tip from our mom, which is the best tip ever. You can get a huge pack of these on Amazon, and they are the Smarty lollipops. So they're just like that chalky consistency. They're not sticky, and they're not gonna make a mess anywhere. So we are obsessed with these. We have a few in his front pocket. So with traveling with young kids, toddlers, babies, I'm sure all of you know that they need to be sucking on something during takeoff and landing just to avoid their ears popping or anything like that. So we always bring his little hydro flask. TSA will let you bring this through, whether it's full or not, because it has to do with your child. So TSA will let you bring this full through security. We love this because it keeps everything cold, and when we're in really hot areas like Thailand or Singapore, it's keeping his water really, really cold. But it's the sucking motion with the straw. So during takeoff and landing, we either try to have him drink this or have one of his lollipops, something like that. So it'll help his ears. A tip our pediatrician gave us when we went to Hawaii when Leo was only 6 months old was about 45 minutes before takeoff, when they're that young, give them a small dose of Tylenol, just because it will affect their ears and hurt their ears. So we did that when he was 6 months old, and we never had any issues. So if that's something that you want to try, it worked wonders for us when he was so little. Look at my list again, sorry you guys. Okay, another thing to bring, this is something we carry in our diaper bag, is his blanket. He doesn't have a specific blanket that he's attached to, but we only brought one blanket on this trip with us. So I carry that in the diaper bag. So if they have like a lovey or a specific blanket or animal or something, bring that so they feel like it's something familiar, it's comforting to them, and they feel like it's a part of home that's with them. So his blanket, if he feels it, he knows that he's ready for a nap. Okay, next thing, carrying your baby through an airport versus the stroller. It doesn't matter. Do what is easiest and most convenient for you and your baby. We do both, and let me explain. So when traveling anywhere in the US, TSA will allow you to keep your baby attached to you in any kind of carrier through security. So anytime we're traveling through the US, I always wear Leo attached to me. So whether he's on my front or on my back, if he's awake, I usually have him on the front and just laying against me. If he's awake, I usually like him on the back. I just feel like if he's on my back, it's avoiding less germs than him on the front. So I personally like to carry him through because he's attached to me. He can't run away. I can't lose him. He can't wander off and get into things he shouldn't be. And I'm hands-free. I can help Steve. I can pick up our luggage and put it on the conveyor belt. I can take my shoes on and off. I just don't have to worry about trying to hold him and doing all of that. So I personally love to carry him through. When traveling with a stroller, you do actually have to take them out of the stroller, break the stroller down, and put it on the conveyor belt. So if you have a really easy stroller that goes up and down, and that's just easier for you to push them through, do that. This entire trip, we have worn Leo on us, but we've still taken his stroller through the airports with us, and we just check them at the gate. They do that for free because it's a baby item. I like having the stroller because once we get past security, it's nice to have it to put our carry-ons in the stroller to push around if he's running around. If he's tired and wants to nap, he can lay down in the stroller. If we're kind of in a hurry and don't want to put him on us, we can strap him in the stroller and run through the airport. There's just so many options, I feel like, that it's honestly whatever is easiest for you. I did also update on our Instagram the other day the few airports that we've run into. Every airport in Thailand and the one airport that we flew into and out of in China did not allow us to keep him on us during security. They made us take him off, take off the carrier, put the carrier through, hold him as we walked through security. And I almost felt like that was a bigger pain than having to break down a stroller. So make sure that you're aware of like what airports you're going to, what their guidelines and rules are, because I think if you're gonna have to take them in and out anyway, I think a stroller is more convenient. So take a look into that. And again, it's 100% preference. I know every time I tell people like, I prefer to wear Leo on me during security, everyone's like, what, why? Like so there's no right or wrong. Don't let people question you. You're the mom, you know what's best for you and your kids. So whatever's easiest. Let me know down below actually what you prefer, because I feel like every time I tell people I prefer to wear him on me, people think I'm crazy. And I know I'm not alone. But if you prefer the stroller, that's okay too. Just let me know. I'm so curious to know what people prefer to do when traveling. Okay, next thing I wanted to share is airplane. Specifically the seats. So our long haul flight from LAX to Shanghai, the 15-hour flight, I got Leo his own seat because I wanted us to have an entire row for that long haul. I didn't want some poor stranger to be sitting next to us, as he could either be crying, sleeping on them, us getting up and down, whatever the case was. I just wanted more room, and I just thought it was easier. So if you can, for a long haul flight, get that extra seat. He is still under 2. So for every other flight from country to country, we have just had him be a lap passenger for me. So he flies for free, and those are usually like only 2-hour max flights. So that's really nice and easy. But let me tell you a tip with that. I think I've shared it on here before, but when traveling, whether you're trying to save money or it's just a super quick, easy flight, so whatever, it doesn't matter to you, just have them on your lap. I truly think too, if you have a really easy, content, mellow kid, if they're under 2, take advantage of those 2 years of not paying for another plane ticket. But let me tell you a tip with that. On our flights from country to country, just these short little flights, I always book our flights, mine and Steve's, to be a window seat and an aisle seat. So I never book the middle seat. And the reason for that is because when other people are booking their seats online, the chances of them wanting to pick that middle seat are like slim to none, unless of course the plane is full. And in most cases, when you're traveling internationally from country to country, they're not full at all. None of our flights that we've been on have been full other than leaving the US. So every single flight that we have had, which I think at this point we've been on a total of 8 flights, the middle seat has remained empty, and that has been the biggest blessing for us because we have the entire row. Leo has his own seat. We're not bothering anyone, and we didn't pay for that ticket. So it's just so nice. It's kind of like working the system, I guess. I don't know. I personally don't feel guilty for it, but that's a tip. And sometimes it's worked out for us. We tried it a few months ago when we were just going to California for a quick trip. It didn't work, the flight was full, but you might as well try. And the nice thing is too, when we flew to California and Steve had an aisle seat and I had a window seat, the person that had the middle seat when they got there, Steve was like, hey, that's actually my family. Do you mind switching me seats? And that's like the biggest blessing for that person who was expecting a middle seat to have an aisle seat. They're like, yes, please, that'd be great. So we've never run into anyone that's been like, no, I want the middle seat. So that's a fun little tip for you. Next thing, because I've gotten so many questions about this and there's so much controversy around it. So I want to share quickly just a few things that I've experienced. Car seat or no car seat. We have traveled like just throughout the country quite a few times with Leo. And most of the time we bring his car seat because we can put it in the rental car. It's safe and so nice to have on the airplanes. But when you're traveling internationally, you need to be very aware of car seat laws in other countries. So as we were preparing to leave, I was researching all of these travel car seats, and there isn't a single car seat that meets every single country's requirements, which blew my mind because every single country has different laws and regulations around car seats. So be aware of that. You could be carrying around a freaking huge 20 to 30 pound toddler car seat and not even be able to use it when you get where you're going. So make sure you research that. Anytime we get where we're going and we get our rental car, We will then rent a car seat from the rental car company. Again, a lot of people don't like doing this because they're fearful of germs. You don't know who's been in that car seat. That's just something I think you're gonna have to get over when traveling abroad. Again, that's why we bring Clorox wipes, wipe down the car seat. If the car seat is not clean enough for your standards, you can always ask them for a different one. But make sure you call ahead to the car rental place and reserve one when you make your car rental reservation, because they do run out of them. So I recommend just reserving that when you're reserving your car. Another thing, some planes internationally do not like you to bring the car seat on board. So they will normally make you check them at the gate. So again, you're carrying that huge car seat through the airport when they won't even allow you to bring it on. So make sure you do the research on the airlines that you're traveling with. The one thing I found that I really, really liked, because the nice thing about car seats, one, obviously they're safe. Two, it contains them, right? So I found this, again, on Amazon, and it has been so awesome, you guys. We have seriously loved this so much. So let me explain. When they allow you to board early for families, take advantage for this particular reason if you're getting this. You get on, when you get to your seat, this simply goes over the plane seat that your child is sitting in, and it goes right through the tray table of the person behind you. So it won't bother them at all. And every time we've used this, we've just, when they get to their seat, the person sitting behind us, we're like, sorry, this is just his seatbelt. Is that okay? And they've all said, oh yeah, of course. So don't worry about that. So this is kind of like a car seatbelt. Obviously it's not as safe, but it's better than nothing. I think it's a lot better than just the waist seatbelt. So what it is it's a harness. So again, I'm just gonna put this on me, okay? Pretend I'm the plane seat. So you put this over the plane seat. This buckles across their chest just like a normal car seat would. And then these two straps, the actual plane seatbelt goes through these straps and you buckle them in that way. There is not, it's not a 5-point harness. It doesn't go between their legs, but it does go around their waist. So this has been so awesome. The few times we have taken a Grab or a Didi or an Uber in cars that don't have car seats, we have even used this, and I have loved it so much because this is something you can just put in your diaper bag. It's super small and it's so much better than nothing. When we were in Thailand, they do not believe in car seats, you guys. I'm not kidding. That I was so worried about it that I used this and I just felt so much better about it than not having anything at all. So I have loved this so much, and I think I will probably take this with us until Leo is completely out of a car seat altogether, probably at like age 5 or so, I don't know. I just think it's awesome. Love this. Let me just double check my list here. Okay, I think that's it. I just feel like I just threw so much information at you guys. I hope this helps. I hope all of this stuff that I shared gives you some type of positive experience during your international travel. Even if you're not traveling internationally, just traveling nationally, even a 30, 45, 60-minute flight with a toddler, anything with a toddler can be more stressful than not having a toddler, right? So I hope you guys find any of these tips helpful. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite tip was, or if there was kind of like an aha moment of something that you were like, oh, I had no idea, or that's really cool. Let me know down below, because I feel like I've researched so much and I feel like I've had a lot of trial and error over the last few weeks that I want to make sure that this is useful and helpful for you guys. And I also feel like this hasn't been a very fun video. I feel like it's just been super informative. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm just so happy to be back on this channel today. I've missed all of you so much, and I hate not being here with Kenzie and Maddie. I miss them, and I just feel so weird doing this alone. I'm like, Kenzie should be here and Maddie should be here. But you guys, thank you so much for watching and supporting us. We love you all, and we will see you next time. Bye!